my full-time job with no backup plan and only 200 subscribers, and yet in just 20 days I'd made my first $1,000 online. Now, most people think that 200 subscribers is too small to make any money online. But in this video, I'm going to show you the biggest mindset shifts that made this possible so that you can do it too. Because for years, I had struggled with my own YouTube channel. I had doomed myself to a dead-end job, waking up every morning, going to have to do work that I didn't like doing, knowing that I was capable of more and falling way below my potential. And I just kept thinking to myself, maybe I missed my chance. Maybe I should just settle for what I have. But then one day, something inside me snapped. I looked at my job, my future, and the life that I was forcing myself to accept, and I knew I couldn't keep doing this. So I walked away. No backup plan. Just one shot to make it work. I had an okay plan. It was decent, 12% part of a plan, kind of a plan. I had no idea if it would work or not. I hoped it would, but I didn't know. But for me, there was no backup plan. There was no plan B. I would either do what I was thinking of doing, or I would fail and run out of money in like 3 or 4 months. Most people would have waited until they had like 10,000 subs or waited until they were ready. I didn't wait till I was ready. I couldn't wait because I would never be ready unless I forced myself into a position where I had to grow and adapt. And then I had this realization that there was a lot of things that I learned from my failures as a YouTuber. And other people who were in the beginning of their journey would probably value that information a lot. Maybe they would value it enough to pay me. And so once I quit my job, it really hit me hard. I had 3 months to make this work, or I was going to run out of money. The pressure was terrifying, but not crippling. In fact, it was incredibly beneficial because it forced me to act and to work harder than I'd ever worked before. Now, I needed something to sell. But what? I wasn't a big creator. I wasn't making tons of money from YouTube monetization. What could I possibly sell? I kept thinking people wouldn't want to buy a course from me. What do I know? And I kept being paralyzed by these thoughts. The thoughts of like, I'm not an expert. I don't have anything valuable to offer. No one would pay me for my experience. But then, something really kind of clicked for me. I asked myself, if I could go back in time and offer everything I know now to my younger self 8 years ago, how much would I have been willing to pay back then to know what I know now? And the answer was easy. Everything I had, $20,000. And I thought, oh, okay. Well, maybe if I could find a way to package the things that I learned from my failures, that other people would be willing to pay me something. Probably not 20 grand, but maybe couple $100. And so I realized that maybe I did have something valuable and maybe other people would pay for it. And so instead of doubting myself, the narrative became if I was willing to pay for other people's knowledge, perhaps other people were willing to pay for my knowledge. And so what did I do? I built a free school community, not knowing if anyone would care. I committed to full transparency and showing my failures to make sure that authenticity and honesty were a major part of my brand. And I stopped trying to position myself as an expert and just told my truth and let other people decide if they thought I was an expert relative to them, because all of this is relative. And to my surprise, people agreed with me. People started calling me an expert even when I didn't, because the things that I was saying were perceived as valuable to them because they were farther behind in their journey. And combining that with honesty and authenticity, people started really valuing what I had to say. And they started trusting me. And for the first time, I actually had a decent plan. And that plan was give all of my knowledge away for free, build a school group to start attracting people who might be interested in working closer with me, and offer them a paid coaching program, one-on-one, selling my time and to really go deep with someone and give them the authentic experience of having a real mentor and a coach, not just a course of information that's like, thanks for the money, here's a bunch of videos, have fun. It's like, no, doing Zoom calls every single week, sitting down with them and working through what their problems are and helping them come up with solutions that are specific to them and their personal life, so that they can actually implement the stuff that I'm giving away for free in my school community. And so that one mindset really changed everything for me. But there was a problem. I was terrified to hop on sales calls. I did not want to speak to people. I'm shy. I'm a shy guy, okay? Talking to the camera is hard enough. A whole bunch of limiting beliefs just started coming up in my head. Like, what if they think I'm a fraud? What if they insult me? What if they say no? What if I'm actually not worth what I'm charging and they think I'm a fraud and tell other people? But at the end of the day, I knew that if I didn't push through this fear, I would fail. And so what I said, oh well. And I took the jump. I started hopping on sales calls with people and asking them if they wanted to work with me. And guess what happened? It kind of sucked. I stumbled through calls. It was awkward. I was sweating a lot. A lot of people, said no to my offer. But then over time, someone said yes. Someone said yes. And then someone else said yes for even more money. And so they actually paid me. And then before I knew it, I had made over $1,000 in lifetime value from just a couple of people saying yes to working with me one-on-one. In spite the fact that I only had 200 subscribers, despite the fact that I hadn't made tens of millions of dollars from YouTube monetization, people valued my experience that I learned from 8 years of failure. They valued that enough to pay me, to sit down with them and work through all of the issues that they're having that I'm already very, very familiar with. And that's how I made my first $1,000 with YouTube. I didn't make it from brand deals. I didn't make it from some viral video. I made it from turning my failures into life-changing lessons for other people. And for the first time, I realized I never needed millions of views. I needed honesty, authenticity, and a willing to continue to learn and share what I know with other people, as well as the right people who are in the right place at the right time, willing to pay me for what I knew. And that, my friends, is how I went full-time on YouTube with only 200 subscribers. And so if you're sitting there waiting for the perfect moment to go all in, stop waiting. Start posting. Start sharing your experiences. Start thinking about how you can help other people. There are people out there who will pay you for what you know. So take action and start today.